Welcome to dznpodcast, episode 13. I'm your host, Dre, as always. With me, the homie.
Zo, I'm back.
And today, actually, hold on. We're going to do some shout-outs right quick, shall we? Shout out to all the people that couldn't make it, but they still made it. Shout out to all the people that's real and always will stay real. Shout out to the people that's haters and will admit they're haters. And we just gonna end it right there. How you doing, my G? What's good with you?
Man, I'm doing good. Busy. Just busy.
Yeah, I feel that, man. I'm busy too, man. Know what I'm saying? Helping working on movies, know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Working on this new little project I got going on. Speaking of projects, you did ask me a question earlier about projects.
Right. I was wondering, since you had released an EP and it seemed to go well, I was wondering, like, how do you figure out what to leave on the project and what to take out?
Well, it kind of goes with what sounds good, and you can make. I've been doing this on this second one. I make a variety of playlists, and I kind of have an idea what beats and what I'm talking about flows from one subject to the next. Say if I have two sing-songy or two hard records or a hard record or a medium record or just a chill record, I'm not going to put all those together in the same span because it's just going to be the same thing back to back and nobody wants to hear that. Mm-hmm. They want to hear the variety. You can have a fast-paced track, another fast-paced track, but if you have a third one, some people may get tired of it 3 times in a row, and others may like it. But if you want to switch it up to have that balance, you got to have the switch up in there, the medium flow or the slow down kind of tempo to just ride on to the next and keep on flowing through the whole project. That help you out at all?
Yeah, because I got, yeah, that helps me out. I don't want to go through it.
I mean, you can say what you got on there. Don't say exactly what, but
I got definitely one that's like more for the person who wants to sit down and chill like with it. I got 2 of those. They could go back to back. That makes sense. And I got some deep ones, and then I got some bars. Just keep the ear prime.
Yeah, I feel that. Definitely feel that. I get you. So, what is your favorite project out right now?
If I would have to say project meaning the album or like maybe a couple.
Project in general.
I really like what Royce the 5'9" has been doing all 2018-19, man.
Okay. You know what's funny?
Oh,
I say you kind of rap like Royce the 5'9", because y'all got that same type of pattern where y'all really would just rap for no reason over a beat and it'll sound cold. Y'all just rap and kill that shit for no apparent reason. I don't understand.
Thank you, brother.
But also, man, we gotta update y'all real quick on the DZ podcast, man. I know we've been out for a while. It's because we've been a little busy, man. We had stuff going on, school, projects. Homie over here, Zo, doing game design. I'm in here in my bag doing media stuff with the film and the camera, doing the logos and such. So it's really just, we busy over here. That's why y'all ain't get episodes back-to-back weeks. But we should be on a better track for the month of March. I can't particularly say how many we're going to come out with in what days, but we will give y'all some episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up with topics, man. Sometimes this shit kind of hard.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll be busy and you don't know what to talk about. And you'll just be thinking like, God damn, what the fuck, man? What we going to talk about? Even though it's a million things to talk about. But we all have an audience. We all have a group of people. We all have an idea. We build our fan based off of something that we've done before. So we gotta kind of not cater, but still talk to those people, not abandon them, but also try to bring in new viewers at the same time.
Yeah, it's not an easy game, the podcast game, because to be honest, it's somebody wanting to listen to you talk. At the end of the day, a lot of things go with that. So yeah, a lot of things come with that. It's hard to get people to listen to you. Period. So for us to get new fans on top of like having fans at all is hard. It wasn't gonna be easy. We knew that. At some point, we knew it wasn't gonna be easy, especially when you was up all night probably editing this shit. You knew it wasn't gonna be easy. But yeah, we keep at it. And like with the topics, for me, I like the topics that we can speak on and like something that we already knew was kind of bubbling in us. Like we found truth. We found like the ones that you just find truth in our everyday life. Like the ones that we want to be the ones that we talk about all deeply don't end up being the ones. But like just something that like we felt in our hearts one day, and you'll say that's the best ones. So I stopped thinking of topics and just like let like what I see every day become a topic. It's hard. And try to do that with raps, because I would draw a blank a lot when I would try to think of real shit.
And what was that your teacher told you about developing topics for things and concepts?
Yeah. Man, so coming up with topics should be as simple as 3 easy steps. You write down something that could be a theme. Say, for instance, something big like power, struggle, like human struggle stuff, and then or anything. Put it on a piece of paper and try to break it into smaller sub-subjects. Like what has to do with power? So in order for someone to be powerful, there must be weak people in comparison. So draw a line and say weak. What else goes with power? Money. Write down money. And then you're coming up with more and more topics for you to hopefully spark another thought process with. So you're just shooting in the dark, really. But at the end of the day, how our minds work, it just works. It just works for us.
Yeah, true shit. True shit. Shit, man. I wish I wasn't so tired all the time, bro. Because I legit am tired all the time. Because I'm always staying up, doing some new shit, finding out how to mix, finding out how to master, finding out some new design tactics and the ways to make new things on Photoshop or Illustrator. I'm literally finding out how to do new things almost every day. And I'm always at school from about 10 to 8, 12 to 8, 8 to 8, 11 to 8. So I'm basically here most of my week when we're in school all day. So I'm always trying to make myself do something because I know one day it's going to pay off. And I know I can't sit on my butt and not do anything the whole time or at some point, because I know somebody out there working way harder than me. I know somebody out there that's been up since 5 and they go to sleep till 5 and they do it again every day.
Right.
But the thing is, man, it's just if everybody had that mindset to work hard, I think people would actually not be miserable at the jobs that they be at. Because you know how you may hear your mom or your mom complain, or you hear people complain about who they work with because they don't put the effort in and they don't have enthusiasm about going to work and they don't enjoy their jobs. It's because they didn't put that work in beforehand when they were younger, or when they were on the grind to get where they need to be, and now they're struggling because they settled. If they never settle, they will still be in a place where they'll be happier and they will want to do something more with their life. That's just my opinion on that topic.
Right. And come to think about it, for the times that like I felt like I could have put a little more in and I didn't, and someone outdid me because I didn't put the extra effort in, like that hurts you the most. Me the most, I know. So like now, like if you do something, just try your hardest because these other guys are like they're gonna go their hardest every time to beat you. So know that like if you do have a little bit left, make sure you just put all the rest of yourself in there. You might say, "Oh no, it's done." It's not done until you know you can't do anymore.
Yeah, it's always work to be put in wherever you are. Even when you're on top, it's always still work to be put in to learn something to get better while you're on top. Oh, don't really kick everybody down that isn't on top or trying to get to you. It's enough to go around for everybody nowadays.
Hmm.
So just keep that mind state of being happy first. No matter what you do, always enjoy what you do because if you don't, you're gonna be miserable.
Right. I've been in different classes where like different shit will happen. Like I've been in a math class where everybody was to themselves and nobody really talked, and it was just like this, and that. And I didn't do well in the class, but now I have a class where like everybody's involved and everybody's talking about the subject, and we're making it fun. Like we're doing math, we're doing jokes on math. We're just like making math not such a struggle to get through the class, and I do better with grades. So like anything you don't want to do, try to make some fun out of it. Talk about it. Like put it in your conversations. You're gonna like it's gonna click for you. If you just have to put in that keep it in your mind. You look at people like, oh man, they're so smart. This is because they know these things are important. They just figured out that if you implement something into your life, it'll come to you eventually. Like you just had to be patient and you had to realize one how your brain works, which is you just don't look at something and some people can, but like you can't just look at something and just automatically get it. You have to put that time in and just thinking it little is something as little as just thinking about it will help. For me it did.
Thoughts are everything. I don't know. That's a weird saying. Thoughts are everything. It's a weird what.
Everything was a thought at some point if it got done. if it happened.
Yeah, I get what you're
I don't
saying.
know. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, that's just weird. But what you think about, if you think about it enough, it will happen, good or bad. So always be conscious of what you think about because that does impact your life, whether you are conscious of it or not. And also, the power of what you say and what you speak about, that matters too. Because there's just a lot of people out here saying words, putting things in different sentences and rhymes that have a bad impact on people but don't realize what they say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, the word nigga. Once again, we're circling back to this conversation. Should we stop saying it or should we keep saying it? If we buckle down to the meaning of that word, it didn't come from a good place. It didn't. That's just the bottom line.
But you know what's amazing and what's crazy? So like humans do things without knowing them. Like we're not conscious. Like a lot of the times of the things we do, it's so much to think about. It's hard to. But like think about this. You know when you're in a car and you look down at your phone for 1 second and look up, and you just think, oh, I just looked at my phone. But you don't realize how much time passed while you're looking on your phone and how far you drove while you were looking down. You were moving the whole time, but like your brain loses track of that calculation when you're focused. Like when you look down at your phone from the time you look up, you weren't driving in your mind at that point. So like when you say the N word, you're not thinking how long, you know what I'm saying? You're not focused on how far that's gonna go. You're just thinking about like how to finish your sentence. That's crazy because a science teacher told me that like once you look at your phone and you look up, you moved at least 12 feet, even if you just glance down at your phone. So in that 12 feet, anything could have happened.
Yeah.
So when people say nigga, they don't know how far that went. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
and you don't know how that impacts people either until you see the after effect.
Mm-hmm.
Look at these white kids rapping. They saying nigga. Look at the people in schools, little kids. They saying nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You got people that's grown, of course, saying nigga. But in each generation, that has a different meaning. That's what people don't understand. Each generation has a different meaning of that word. So once you're saying nigga, if you saying a nigga to a 70-year-old, he or she might whoop your ass because that in a different time meant a different meaning. And because you're a little ignorant, you may not know what that meant at that time. You just got your ass beat by a 70-year-old. Just think about that for a second.
That's true. It's true.
A 70-year-old veteran who may not have health care because the government won't support him or her just beat your ass over one word. But that one word had a lot of meaning and a lot of pain behind it. Now, contradictory to that, do we still say nigga? Unfortunately, yes, we do. Are we going to stop eventually? I honestly don't know. I'ma try, but it's so ingrained in my vocabulary right now that I'm gonna keep saying that shit at this moment. I catch me censoring myself sometimes around certain company anyway. But other days I be letting that shit fly. Be like, yo, what's good, my nigga? Yo, man, this nigga crazy as fuck, dog. Nigga, please, what the fuck going on?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Hey, I just had a thought, bro. There should be like a dude with them the whole time that can explain to them why they're getting their ass beat while they're getting their ass beat. You know
It's like the little people on the shoulders and shit.
Because you can't say, whoosh, whoosh, ow, ow. Hey, bro, you can't. What I'm trying to tell you is, there should be somebody explaining them why they got their ass whooped.
Right. That's
While they're getting their ass whooped. Not before, after. While it's happening.
It's just like somebody standing in the shadows and just like this looking at him like, you getting your ass beat because nigga back in the day meant, yeah, motherfucker. That's why you getting your ass beat and then end like this, nigga, and then it's cut out.
Perpetuating the problem. Crazy.
But in order for us to fix issues, we have to be conscious of why the issues occur.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I feel like that's the problem with some groups and some groups. I'm not gonna say which. I'm just gonna say groups in general. They talk about the issues, but don't put action towards the issues.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about that joint all day, 365. But in order for the people to actually change, you have to put action into what you're actually saying.
Yeah, and you have to watch who you're saying it to. Like, you can't just be like, oh, saying the N-word is wrong to a couple of people who have no, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you should say it to the rappers. And don't say, oh, saying the N-word is wrong, and then 50 seconds later talk about a song that has the word nigga in it every 5 seconds. Oh man, but I love the Carter 5. Oh man, but I love every Lil Wayne mixtape. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. This is a tough thing to do. Everything is tough when it comes to like just derogatory terms. It's really tough.
It's because we've been conditioned. We've been all conditioned to say these words at these points in our lives from us being kids, us hearing it without the context, then being taught, but still it's been ingrained in our brain before, so we still use it without knowing what it means. It's just like when people used to say the F word that rhymes with maggot. I'm not going to say it because I don't want nobody chasing after me on Twitter. I don't want them problems. But growing up, people used to say that all the time. Used to let that joint fly like it ain't nothing. Now you say it nowadays, people gonna jump you virtually.
Right. Yeah.
So you got to stay away from certain words And now we so sensitive, you really can't talk. That's why on Twitter, I say nothing. I post podcasts, and that is it. I post podcasts and updates on music, and that is it. On Instagram, I don't post pictures like that because it's not really that important. To me, I post content, and that's it. Because when you talk too much, somebody gonna tell you to shut the fuck up. And sometimes you just need to shut the fuck up. Speaking of shutting the fuck up, sometimes athletes and rappers need to shut the fuck up about politics because they don't know what the fuck they talking about sometimes. It's like the thing when you know somebody that you really love saying some bullshit, but you know it's some bullshit, but you let it fly, but they still keep going, and you have to eventually tell them, hey, shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Shut up. It's not helpful for you to say this in this manner.
Because, like, at that point, it becomes a point, like, you know what you're talking about. Someone told you had to talk about it, now you're talking about it. 2, you're making yourself look unintelligent. And if you know anybody who's really smart, and it's been about anybody who's really smart, they don't make an effort to display the fact that they're smart. They just are. They just know it. There's no point for them to go on television and say, "Oh, I'm smart because you know what I'm saying." So if you really knew something, like it doesn't, you know what I'm saying, you shouldn't have to force the issue. People should just know by how you live that you're smart or you abide by those rules. You know what I'm saying? Did I say that right? Yeah, I said that right.
Yeah.
In my head, that did.
Yeah. It's a lot going on out here, man. It's a lot. Gender wars, man. They killing masculinity out here, bro. They're trying to kill it.
Bro, you know what I saw? I went to go buy some shoes, and they got the men's and women's shoe size on every box. Every box. So if it'll say men's 13, women's 15, 14.
You know they've always had that, right?
Yeah, we're gonna cut that out of the podcast, because I'm just now seeing it, and yeah. Oh shit.
Bro, they've always had that shit on the shoe.
I know that shit, man. Just now started.
What the fuck?
As I saw it, I was like, what? But bro, what killed me is the shoes go up to like 16, right? So why the fuck are they displaying a women's 19 shoe? Like they're never gonna sell it. They're gonna sell it as a men's shoe, always.
But they gotta have it up there because the women one day could say, why the fuck you ain't got a women's 19 up here? That 19 may walk in the store and look for that shoe one day.
Oh, man. You talking about the 173 bitch in the world? Okay, you're right. I said it, didn't I? No, but some things are self-explanatory. Like, if you get up to a size that big, just wear a man's shoe. You have a man's size foot. You shouldn't need like a little, oh, what would this be in women? What's the point at that point? You don't wear women's sizes. Naturally. They're unnaturally making men's sizes, women's sizes, just because, like, but why? So that 173 woman can walk into the store and she has it. She can calculate one size up. Okay.
Maybe so. Shit, what the fuck?
Oh,
Why
man.
she had to be 7'3", bro? She could have been 6'8".
Look, And she wearing a size 19 shoe. I know boys that don't wear 19 shoes and they 6'8". I'm just saying.
Yeah, but that's very rare. Is there even a 7'3" woman that exists?
That's a good question. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure there's a 7-foot woman somewhere. Is there a girl that wears a size 19 anywhere? Let's answer that question first.
I have no idea.
And if they do, number one, well, hey, type in tallest woman. Watch it be like 8'9", some ridiculous number. Tallest woman. Watch it be like 7'9", or like the tallest woman in the world.
She could be 10'12", bro. You never know.
All right, the tallest woman in history was 7'7", and she recently passed 2008.
Rest in peace to her.
So what kills me is I'm talking to this person, right? And I'm trying to give them advice, but every time I give them advice, they act like they're already doing it. But that's crazy because if they were using that advice, they wouldn't be in the predicament that they're in. Let me give you an example. I'll be like, hey, she'll be like, oh, I'm trying to lose weight. I'll be like, okay, she's trying to lose weight. So exercise, right? Hey, maybe you should walk home instead of taking the bus. And she'll be like, I already do that. Okay, I'm going to let that one slide, right? Because she might be. And then she'll say, but I'm still gaining weight. I say, do you do it every day? And she'll say, yeah. If she was walking every day, she would not be gaining weight. That's all I'm saying. And I'll be like, hey, maybe you should cut out sodas and drink water. And she says, I drink a gallon of water every day. So let's add it up. She drinks a gallon of water and walks every day, and she's gaining weight. Now you tell me, either the girl lying or I just don't know physicality in the sense of how to lose weight.
Maybe her intake just ain't. Maybe her metabolism just don't work as fast as everybody else does, bro.
She would have to have the metabolism of King Kong. On God, she is not losing weight off that. Then I give her the raps. Look. I give up. If you can't lose weight off that, you just ain't losing weight, bro. And you know what else, bro? I was like, hey, if you're drinking too much water, and you're, I'm like, okay, maybe that's making her feel bloated since she's drinking so much water. So I'm like, okay, maybe you should balance it out with some type of fruit juice just for like a little bit of sugar. You know what she told me?
What?
Now, I'm thinking in my head, what? You drink a gallon of water, you drink a gallon of juice every day too? This is what she told me. She says, I drink 8 glasses I drink 8 glasses of juice every day. Now, you know how much drinking you have to do to drink a gallon of water? How much is that in money? Like, how much does a gallon of water cost?
I have no idea.
Drinks a gallon of water. She's consuming more than half of her body weight in liquids. If this is true, which it isn't. I'm just saying, if someone gives you advice, just take it like I do and act like you didn't take it. It's easy. And you could be like, okay. When someone tells you, you'd be like, okay, yeah, whatever. You can say that. But don't lie. Don't act like you're doing everything right. Because if you were, you wouldn't be in the problem that you were. That's just my piece. This is going to be cut out.
No, that's That's yo. That really made you that mad, bro.
Man, you don't be understanding, man. Cause like, how can you come to me to help, and then I tell you something you already do? You know what I'm saying? Cause at that point, you just coming to me to tell you what to feel sorry for you, and I'm not gonna do it.
Then again, people don't really talk to me much anyway, so I don't deal with those problems that you deal with in the first place. So
you don't want to.
and you're absolutely right. Cause you know why? If she would have came to me with that same issue, you know what I would have told her?
Same issue.
Lose some weight. Stop eating.
Damn.
Drink water.
Just like that.
Work out.
Mm-hmm.
And if that doesn't work, I don't know what to tell you.
God help you, because you're not losing weight.
I'm not insensitive when I say this, because I've done it. Only reason I'm getting slimmer because I don't eat food much. I eat breakfast, then I go for about 12 or 10 hours because I'm busy and don't eat a damn thing except a bag of crackers or a Nutri-Grain bar. And I go home and I eat dinner. And I don't drink that much water because I don't ever feel like it. But I do only drink water because I don't drink any of that other bullshit. I don't drink soda. I don't drink juice. I just drink straight water. Now, say if you would happen to be one of those people that drinks soda and you like to indulge in food more than once or twice a day, cool with you. 100% cool. With me, see, I ate food, that's why I burp. Anyway, you can do that and you work out enough to have yourself slim, cool. But what I'm gonna tell you is, get in the fucking gym, stop eating so much damn food, portion size, drink water, and you good.
Mm-hmm. And that brings me back to what I was saying, because I need a gun. Because people come at me with this ridiculous shit every day. Like, this is a daily basis. Now I feel like I just need a gun to diffuse some of these situations.
What is that gun going to solve, sir?
It's a situation gun. Like, you pull it out when these situations occur.
So can you explain your situational gun a little more? I'm kind of intrigued.
All right, so now I had to think, right, what type of gun first to get. Now, I was something big, like really big, like maybe a shotgun, something cool. I only have to use one time, the job's done. So I went for a hunting rifle, and that's pretty much all you need. But why would I use it? Okay, so when people come at me with things like, oh, I'm running a marathon every day, but I'm still gaining weight, I'm just going to shoot them because it's nothing I can tell them.
What?
I know they're lying.
What? So you gonna shoot somebody because they run a marathon every day, but they still getting fat?
They're lying.
First of all, I don't even think that's possible.
But that's the type of shit people tell me, and I feel like, hey, if that was the case, you damn sure wouldn't be gaining weight. You'd be in the hospital. Maybe then you gain weight. I don't know, but I just shoot them. Yeah.
Any other examples of situations you would need this so-called assault rifle, sir?
A situational gun. Well, say like, let's imagine we're on the road, right? We're going at 50 miles an hour, well within the speed limit. Somebody steps out into the road, right? And let's just say, for example, that they're in the way and they expect you to slow down because they don't have peripheral vision. Gun, take the situational gun, stop, get out the car, shoot them.
Moral of the story is, we don't condone violence here on the dznpodcast platform, and these thoughts are the thoughts of Zo, not Dre. And 3, Sometimes you might want to shoot somebody, but you can't do it because you don't have a gun and it's not really necessary. You just feel like you want to shoot them in the first place. Why? Because whatever they're doing is some stupid shit that you want to shoot them over.
Alright, so like, let's imagine we're in class, like, you working hard and you don't know the answer to a question. You raise your hand, you go to the teacher, you ask them, how do I solve this? They was like in the book, well, bitch, I ain't asked you that. I asked you if you could help me with the problem. I didn't ask you where the answer was. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so you have to.
What he was saying, I think what the teacher was getting at is, I'm going to try to teach you the answer to it rather than tell you. But I get where you're coming from. It's like, I already looked for the shit and it ain't there. So why the fuck you gonna tell me to look for it in the book when it's already, and I can't find the shit in the first place? So that's what makes me want to pull out this situational gun and shoot your ass in the fucking arm. Okay, you still gonna be alive, but you gonna help me find this goddamn problem. Still, this is alleged. We don't have guns. We don't own guns, and we don't condone gun violence. Yeah. But situations, you may want to use one because stupid shit asked by stupid people equals situational gun. Situational gun. It's up there. Add that question, add that equation together. It's a situational situation. that is, people really do make you mad as shit.
Right. Daily basis.
They really, like, some people really, you know, when people that's trying to help and get somewhere, but they always end up being beside you and don't ask shit. Like, you notice when a girl likes you and she'll stare at you, be around you a whole time, but she'll never say shit. That shit is so fucking stupid. If you wanna do something, just tell me what you wanna do. And if I fuck with you, we can do that shit. I don't give a fuck. We can be discreet, not discreet. It really don't matter because I got shit to do anyway.
Got you.
Time is money and money is time. If you can't do that shit, get on another type of time because you ain't on my shit.
All right, hey.
That's what I'm saying. But for real, if more people actually said what was on their mind and is confident what they're trying to say, the world and environment will be a better place. Because there's a lot of people out here that are afraid to say what's on their mind. Like, for example, if you Snapchat with a chick, I don't have a Snapchat. Well, I do have one, but I don't use the shit because I don't know how and I don't take pictures. I don't really have time for that shit. Well, I do. I just don't like it. Anyway, besides the point. If somebody sends you a picture and say they like bread, what the fuck are you really trying to ask me? What the fuck does that mean? Could you, what would that mean? If a girl sent you that shit and said she like bread, what the fuck does that really mean?
In my mind, I'm thinking, she really must not have shit to say else. Like, there must not be anything going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, for her to say, hey, and for us to not be talking about bread, and she just said she like bread. The fuck? I like cartoons, bitch. What the fuck? I like race cars. I don't know.
Like, are you trying to say you like dick when you say you like bread? Like, we really don't understand what the fuck's going on. If I send back a picture of cake, that means I'm trying to say I like pussy. You don't understand what I'm trying to say. So These correlations don't make any fucking sense. I don't give a fuck if you like bread. You know when I like bread? When I want to eat the shit. I don't care that you like bread. What you want me? You want me to make you a fucking sandwich or some shit? Like, what the fuck?
Oh shit.
Well, you want a chicken sandwich? You want a ham sandwich? You want a b.i.t.c? What kind of shit? It really doesn't make any damn sense. It's really, you really can come up with material off shit people say. It's really ridiculous. That's fucking crazy. What the fuck's going on? It really just fucks me up sometimes, man. It really does, bro.
It's crazy. I just think, like, if you're bold enough to say what you kind of mean, you know what I'm saying? You might as well go for the full effect.
I mean, it's really, if you really want to get what you want, go get the shit. Don't be a bitch. And when I say being a bitch, I don't mean it in a derogatory way. I mean being a bitch in the way is, don't be scared. That's what I mean when I say don't be a bitch. Do not be scared to get what you want in life, because if you be a bitch, you're going to get treated like a bitch.
Damn.
And if you get treated like a bitch, you're going to be a bitch forever. Just like if a man with a squeaky voice knows how to get his, he may sound like a bitch, but he ain't treated like a bitch. But if a nigga with a deep voice doesn't know how to say what he wants, he's going to get looked at as a bitch with a deep voice. So the moral of that is, don't be a bitch. Don't act like a bitch. If you got something you want to get it. If you don't get it, hope you got to get it, because you got to do what you got to do to get this shit.
Right.
That was a lot of repeating myself, but I'm doing that shit so y'all can understand what I'm talking about.
Motherfucker.
So I can ingrain in y'all people's brains that it's really not as hard as you make it.
Great. That brings me into my point. Let me put a thing right here. You don't have to go out of your way to get these women. What you need to do is be confident, and like, you just know that if you're around a certain person for a long time and you've been talking to her about, like, this is a person you can talk to everything about, know that you stand a chance of shooting your shot very well. It's not gonna hurt your relationship if you use to say, hey, let's do such and such and such, whether that be dating or just get that, or just smack, basically. So really, the point I'm trying to say is, like, you don't have to work to get these women. The only thing you have to do is be yourself and stay on your grind. And, like, number one, these women gonna be the last issue on your mind when you grinding. But just be on your grind and show them that you got shit going on, they got shit going on. And if y'all both busy, y'all got time for something, right? Y'all had time for something. Just, you know what I'm saying? So don't make it an issue.
Hey, listen, on the real, what some of these women are with ain't who they really want to be with. Because they could be with the dude named Jimmy that got all the answers to everything, but he don't know what to do with the answers. So she with him the first 5 minutes around the hallway, but that next 5 before class start, she with that nigga named Jerome.
Oh, Jimmy.
She with the nigga named Jerome, because Jerome gonna give her what she really want.
Oh, man. Dude, you can't be her everything. If you really, like, my mom told me, like, these women are not looking for a savior. Like, we think they are, like, oh, we need to do this and that to him. No, you need to just be a man. And, like, when shit go wrong, like, she gonna stay with you for as long as she's attracted to you. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. She's gonna love you for as long as she's attracted to you. Women are attracted to men that'll speak their mind and do what they gotta do, and don't always pet them. Women don't want to be treated like they can't do shit. Like, women don't want to feel like they're weak. Just protect your woman and just say what's on your mind, but, like, don't try to pet her. Like, then you turn into her friend.
AKA, you turn into her bitch. Once again, don't be a bitch.
Right.
Be a man, don't be a bitch. I'm gonna be saying that shit all year.
Don't be a bitch.
Don't be a bitch.
Right.
I'm talking to myself sometimes when I say that shit. Because sometimes I be acting like a bitch. I know I used to act like a bitch.
No, shit.
In the frame, I didn't always speak when I wanted to. I didn't always speak my mind and ask for help. I was acting like a bitch. So I'm trying to tell everybody, don't act like a bitch.
You gotta give yourself a chance, yo. It's hard. It's really, like, you gotta give yourself a chance. You gotta be in the right place in the right time. If you do want that special one, you gotta always be in a good light. Give yourself a chance. Always, number one, speak your mind. Because if you don't, then you just get pushed to the side and you never get anything you want. You're not even in contention. So all them dreams you got, yeah, they're not gonna go anywhere if you don't put in some kind of effort to get it.
And that's real. Because one day, you do have to grow up. Like some of these rappers out here nowadays, some of these rappers now grow up. I was watching the Offset interview. He grew up. He grew up a little bit. He's talking about he getting off lean. He not in and out of jail anymore. He trying to get this money and support his family.
Mm-hmm.
And he ain't talking about that drug rap, that street rap, because he done it. That having a gun ain't cool. Posting that shit on Instagram ain't cool. Posting that money on the face shit, wearing them designer clothes, that don't make you rich. You look rich, but you ain't rich. You a broke nigga looking rich. You have all that clothes and all that money and all these guns, and you about to go to jail and you can't pay your bail.
Right. Like, like at basketball practice, when you're not doing the sprints, but you make it look like, and you tell your coach go out, right, and you're doing sprints. You tell your coach you did the sprints, but you didn't. You're hurting yourself. You're not hurting your coach. You didn't do the sprints. You're not in that. You losing conditioning. So like, it's no point. Just if you just gotta go and get it. You don't have to act like you got it. Like if you acting like you're only hurting yourself by taking away time. You could be actually grinding.
But if more people actually thought in the ways of, I'm trying to get it instead of I'm trying to follow the person that's getting it,
Mm-hmm.
that's what makes the mind frame go. Because it's all in your head once again. If you have self-worth and self-value, that's where you're going to get the know-how and say, I'm going to do this and nothing's going to stop me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start this label. I'm going to start working on this project. I'm going to start shooting these shots to get these buckets because I know what it's going to do for me in the future. I'm going to take this opportunity this teacher gave me, and I may not be directly in my career path, but it's something I want to do in the future maybe. I'm going to take that chance. I'm going to see what it's about. I'm going to build these connects. And in the future, I might need them, they might need me. And that leads to the money, and that leads to the status, that leads to the knowledge, most importantly, that you get from doing these different careers.
Definitely. It's easy. You know more, you're more valuable.
And value to people is everything. Companies, friends, family, they may not tell you, but if you have no value, people ain't gonna want to mess with you. You ain't gonna be nothing to them. You just gonna be on your own until you value yourself. But that's the most important. You gotta value yourself, because if you don't, nobody else is gonna do it for you.
Definitely. They'll take advantage of you, in fact.
Everybody will. Everybody's trying to, in a sense, in good and bad ways.
And what I learned recently is, like, being valuable and being able to do something in general, you have to do what other people aren't willing to do. Because if they're not willing to do it, most people just won't. So if you get that skill that most people don't get, you become valuable then. And like, think about if you were playing basketball and everybody can get handles. Okay, they got handles. But are they able to make, you know what I'm saying? Are they working on the things like, maybe getting their pull-up shot right? If they're working on that while you're working on your handles, and you know what I'm saying? Like, they're just doing what other people aren't willing to do. And that gives them a leg up on the opponent. Like, maybe that's not a good example. Like, working out from 5-10 in the afternoon. Most people will get bored after an hour. Think about taking all that time. People aren't willing to work that long. And when you do, you get a lot better for it. You become a better player.
But you also have to work smarter, not harder. And because if you're working on a lot of things at one time, you're not getting great at anything.
Definitely. But if you work on something for that long, you are going to get a lot better. Like, you might be, I know some people like do short focused practices, but have you ever seen one of some of the greatest players in the world doing that? No. The greatest players in the world practice for hours on little shit. Like one move, they'll practice for an hour. The greatest of all time, that's what they do. The other competition, they weren't willing. They wanted to do the short practices. It was easier. Like Kobe, LeBron, you think they're working out for an hour and then they get that good? No. Kobe probably worked on the same move for 2 days in the same spot, like shooting the same shot. Like he is a wonder. How does he make that? I know how. He was in the gym all day working on that same spot.
And that's the genesis of it, man. You have to put in the work. We're probably going to keep saying this on every podcast, but it doesn't matter because it matters. And it seems like people are getting this in this microwave generation where you have to put in the work. Have to put it in. Anything else you got to say, man?
Nope.
All right. And that is the end of DZN Podcast, episode 13. I am Dre, and
my name is Young Pluto, a.k.a. Alfonso.
Exactly. You can follow us on Instagram at d.z.n.podcast, and you can follow homie Zo at.
So let's see, I got it right here. Young_Pluto08.
And you can follow me at Retro Dre, RETROD.R.E. And that's the end of DZN Podcast.
Guys, you can also follow me. Guys, you can also follow me on my Snapchat, love_Fonso2.
All right.
You can also.
And that's the end of DZN Podcast, man. We out. Peace.
Spring